The Pond Mills, the white oaks of the Westmount of the Masonville that is the Hyde Park, or someone's Soho treatment of the old East Village. There's a joke in there if you're a local. Um, what I'm showing you here is basically my neighborhood, and I'm not afraid to show the internet where I live because, well, I'm not really afraid of the internet. I haven't done anything that would, set off any alarm bells to any reasonable person. I've done things that should set off alarm bells in any critically minded person that has any control or power over other people's lives, quite frankly. Um, so where is this video going? Well, I'm gonna keep it very short, and this is sort of the idea, since um, I have firsthand experience with a number of different, you know, uh, let's call them low lives, right? They're people that don't have any options, um, and then some of them go out of their way to deliberately disturb other people's lives. And this is a behavior that's not unique to any particular individual. I'm not calling anybody out or trying to throw shade or smack talk anyone in this video. Um, but you'll see as it's shown on this map, I'm surrounded by four schools. So I have a Catholic elementary school across the road. There's a public school just down the road. So for you Americans, that's kindergarten to K8, right? And so Wilfrid Laurier is a high school, and Nicholas Wilson. There's also a school here. This is Nicholas Wilson is actually supposed to be a French immersion school, and my personal connection to Nicholas Wilson is actually that I I know personally uh, the retired principal of this school. Okay, like this is not a joke. I made friends when I was a young man with her sons, both of them. So he happens to work for the London District School Board. So as far as some people's reasoning, critical reasoning goes, it doesn't really extend further than the bridge of their nose. And what they're really trying to do is to find a good reason to put you in a compromised position in order to advance their own careers. And this is the reality of the fallout that happened in this march of progress. Okay, and if you can conclude and put two and two together here through logical deduction as to what I'm implying or implicating here, then you're very smart. You have an inquisitive mind, and you have the ability to fill in the blanks, right? Because there's two kinds of people in this world. There's there's people that um, can deal with incomplete information. Those who can deduce from incomplete information, and those who can't. Now, I've lived here. I've lived here in this complex since 2007, and I've been in and out of here um, in those years in between. And I go across the country to do my work as an aircraft mechanic, and it's all over the place. A few months there, a few months here, whatever else. And so when someone calls me a psychopath, or they imply Because some people have done this, oh, he's a serial killer or something like that. I find this very offensive. I find it hurtful. There, the multitude of people that have known me throughout my entire life is numerous, and I just can't believe the nerve of some people that they would even joke about such a thing. It helps no one. And these people, this is why we the censorship laws have been championed by certain people, is because they want to put a clamp down on the rumors and the lies and the misinformation. And part of the exploration of the history propaganda is exactly that. Because I feel nervous sometimes, especially even more so after going to prison and having to be in close proximity to some of these predators, quite frankly, um, is unsettling, and it's still with me, and it really fucked me up. And because you're conflicted with the moment at which you want to do something and you want to lash out at them for taking advantage of someone else, especially if they're in a compromised position, such as someone who's disabled, they're a minor, or something along those lines. And the same thing goes because of what they really wanted to do in the initial charges, and in the disclosure. If I recorded this before the disclosure for the charges was given to my public defender, right? So my legal aid lawyer, and what they wanted to do was to put me on the sex offender registry. They wanted a DNA sample. They wanted to ban me from having weapons for 3 years or more. And I thought that was really heavy-handed, all things considered. And it wasn't just an insult; it was an offense to our charter and to any reasonable person, because they didn't look at the evidence. They only did what they were told, and they were so burnt out, or they were complacent, that they didn't see the alarm bells along the way. And to catch people in the act when this is happening is a very challenging thing. It's a very challenging thing. It's very delicate. It's like one of those things that you have to keep to yourself while you're doing it until it's done, until it's over with. Rip and tear until it's done. Because the cancer that is the misinformation or the lies, or the things said out of bitterness, out of insecurity, or out of revenge, or an effort to eliminate the competition by means of claiming a certain person to be the most evil psychopathic serial killer that you've ever known. And again, I find this very hurtful. You know, um, especially when I've done some, okay. I admit to some shenanigans, right? I've done some mischievous things, most certainly, but have I done anything that was worthy of being put on a registry? Fuck no, absolutely not. And it's so tiresome. It's so tiresome, especially when the culture at large has more or less been on a witch hunt for over 15 years, looking for the next Pinochet or the next Hitler, and just trying to paint someone as this portrait, as the artist, as an apprentice, not necessarily the artist as a young man. That's in reference to, of course, to a book, um, but as an apprentice of evil. And it's like this, the insidious nature of our world, and we could have someone that's our next door neighbor that happens to be a predator of some sort. And you know there there most certainly is, and we have every right to know who they are. But I got to tell you, I am not that person.